Michelle.
Hi, baby.
Girl, we got some great people on here. You know how obsessed I've been with television shopping.
Yes.
We've got the queen of television shopping on the show, Lisa Robertson.
I've loved her.
Isn't she
for years.
Just amazing? Nobody does it like her. Now, I know you know Kathy Levine and all these great stars of shopping television. Kathy Levine.
You spell it Levine, but you say Levine, which is a bit pretentious.
Well,
it's like Dan Levy.
Yeah.
It's Levy.
Yeah. Well, but this is the thing. I have bought things from her that I'd never needed because she did such a great job.
I remember because I was obsessed with QVC for many, many years.
Yeah.
That whole time, The Bodyguard, when it was over and I had the Bodyguard money, I sat home and would buy everything.
That's dangerous.
All the Diamondique, all the Kirk's Follies,
Ooh.
everything. And I remember when Lisa first started, like on overnights.
Really?
Yep. And I remember watching her going, this girl is really good.
Yeah.
And watched her climb up.
Yeah.
And up and
well,
up.
She's not at QVC anymore.
No.
She's doing her own thing. I think it's just at lisarobertson.com. We'll ask her about it, but you can still shop with Lisa through her own company.
And it's funny how things have changed because back then, I remember when it just started, HSN and QVC and, you know, the 2D thing. And I remember spending my money, not telling my mother, and buying a fake engagement ring. And it turned my finger green.
You are kidding me.
Green. My mother would have killed me if she knew that I sent my money in. It turned my finger green. It like fell apart. It was like HSN, I think, was around before QVC. So it was them. But it was, you know, right when they first started. But I watch like Facebook now with all these ads with these housewives opening boxes and they don't know what the hell they're opening or talking about. Then they watch, you know, some of the other girls pimping clothing. Or my favorite thing to talk about, I wrote it down to talk about it because it made me laugh. My friend Cammie Lee does it. Amber Rose has done it. It's this strapless bra. So it's got no straps at all. It's basically, look where my hands are. I wish you guys can see, but it's my hands are covering my breasts.
Yeah.
And it's just like two things that stick onto your boobs. And they call it a push-up bra. But the funniest part, like Amber Rose's boobs are natural. Yeah. And they make mine look like beginner bras. She does this thing where she shows everybody how with this, the pull of a strap, pull of this string, it does nothing for Amber Rose's ample bosom. So she's like, it's so funny the before and after because she's like, nothing changes. So it says that it's supposed to make your boobs lift up without any of the straps so you can wear strapless backs and fronts. But I have not seen, and even Cammie's, you know, boobs that are about the same size as mine. She looks sexy as all hell doing it, but I don't see any difference in the uplift.
Cammie?
She was in Big Brother with me. She's a tattoo
Oh, yeah, I
model.
remember. Yes, I remember her.
She does them on her Facebook page, and God bless her, stunningly beautiful. But to pick your boobs up, you need straps.
You need straps.
They're pulling them in, but not up. And I'm not dissing the company because they're doing a very smart campaign. Sure. But it does nothing. And I was wondering if you had seen, because Amber's are so big that when she pulls them, there's no difference at all.
It's too bad, though. They haven't engineered a way to make that work, a strapless push-up bra.
Getting closer. So the way I'm thinking is if they can put something in under that or pad it a little bit more, if they padded the bottom a little bit more like a padded push-up bra, then it might.
But then the breast will still push the device down.
It might. That's the thing. You need something to pull it up. But if they put enough padding where it almost goes like this, and then when you pull it, it could work.
You know, there was a company in New York that's actually at Pat Phil's. They used to sell something called the Carnival bra. Okay. And that's still the push-up bra that I use today. I bought up so many of these Carnival bras years ago. And I had Zaldi make my nude bodies. I have a bodice underneath my outfits.
Your body form.
Yeah. So it's got the body forms have built-in push-up bras, and they are these Carnival bras that I bought years ago.
I remember them.
Yeah.
And you
can't. And I got some big old titties.
Can you get them anymore?
No.
So the best one after that, I remember them. And Fredericks of Hollywood did the next best thing.
Really?
Yes. Used to. I don't even know if Fredericks is in existence
I don't know
anymore.
if they're still in existence.
I feel like some celebrity like Brooke Burke or somebody like that owns them.
You know, they were going to call Zaldi, who does my outfits, as part of the design team years ago, but that never materialized.
They were the original push-up bras. Every stripper, because I worked in the strip club, every stripper wore them, you know, for push-ups. They were amazing. And then when Victoria's Secret came, they got kicked to the curb. Yeah. And I loved Fredericks because they were dirty enough, where Vicky's Secret is not dirty enough.
Oh my God, I used to love those catalogs.
So great. the Frederick ones?
Yes, in the 60s, they came to everyone's home in the 60s.
Whether you order it or not.
Yes, and they're a woman girl on the corner. Her name was Bernice, and I thought she was the most chic woman in the world. She was the first person I saw with elephant bell bottoms. Now remember Edie in the John Waters movies. What's her name? Miss Edie or
no? That's
Edie. It's just Edie, yes. Right? Yeah. She wears those things, but I saw Bernice in the cutouts down the side of her bell bottoms with the shoestring things up the side.
So sexy.
Laced up the side
sexy.
With skin showing. But they were, at the knee, they flared out into what they're called elephant bells.
They're even bigger than...
Yeah, they're beyond. They have so much
material.
Bell. Yes. And, oh, my God. I thought the height of fashion.
Yes.
And she'd gotten it from Frederick's of Hollywood.
Yes. And I had gotten things over the years, even on the RuPaul show on VH1. I had bought
I remember
shoes from them.
Yeah.
Little outfits from them.
What are those shoes called? Pleasers?
Yeah, Pleasers. Yeah. Well, they were the original ones. I don't even know if Pleaser was Pleaser when Fredericks had them. Mm-hmm. But they were the original Marabou slip-in kitten heels. Yeah. The beautiful negligees that, the Catherine Delish does a beautiful version of it now. But point is, when that bra went away, the only thing left was Victoria's Secret. And Victoria's Secret started with, it had like the water bra, the gel bra, all these different things. But they have the only bra that I wear is the Victoria's Secret Very Sexy Push-Up. People ask me all the time.
Why do you wear a push-up bra?
That's the whole thing. Just because you have big fake boobs doesn't mean you shouldn't push them up.
Right.
So now I don't have a push-up bra; they're just here. But when I want to give extra glamour, I wear a push-up bra. So they do that on the show. When people think my tits are huge, that's a push-up bra. Yeah. My boobs are not that big. They're not. So it just adds an extra cartoon effect for me.
Right.
They have a bra that adds 2 cup sizes that you might like.
The thing is, I've found nothing beyond the carnival bra that some of them are very old. I only wear them for a hot minute anyway.
Right.
That does the work that I need. It doesn't have the hardware. Because I'm working with an underwire, a very tough strap.
Right.
And then also the carnival bra, they're wide. I'm a man, I have wide shoulders. So it's the whole base of it is very wide.
Yeah.
So I've never found anything that close to that.
This one is I forgot what it's called, but it adds 2 cup sizes. It has a name. I tried it on for shits and giggles because my big old implants.
Is it called Jugs? Is that the company?
It should be called Jugs. But it was so obnoxious when I tried it on with my boobs and then adding 2 cup sizes. I looked like Dolly.
Okay.
It looked ridiculous on me. It looks perfect on Dolly.
Yeah.
But you might try it because it does go pretty wide. I don't know the widest that they do in-house, but it goes pretty wide.
For years, when people ask me an obvious question, I've said, well, does Michelle Visage sleep on her back? Insinuating that your boobs are so big that you couldn't sleep on your stomach.
I can sleep on my stomach.
You can.
And I get massages, yeah.
And is that where you normally sleep, on your stomach?
I'm a side sleeper.
Oh, you're a side sleeper.
Are you a side sleeper?
I'm a side sleeper.
Yeah, so I only sleep on my right side because I heard Dr. Oz talking one time about sleeping on your left side. People get more heart attacks because you're putting all the pressure on.
If you're asleep, how do you know what side you're going to land on?
Most heart attacks happen in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and heart attacks aside, how do you determine where your body, when you're asleep?
Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
It's going to shock you because you don't know this about me. Okay. I don't move the entire night. So much so my husband puts a mirror under my nose to make sure I'm breathing. I do not move the entire night.
Really?
I go to sleep on my side and that's it. Done.
Oh my goodness.
I'm up because I'll roll over on my back.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like a dead bug.
I do move around. I don't move around as much as George.
See, that's my husband. But my husband's an insomniac who's a shitty sleeper.
Oh.
Is George a shitty sleeper or just restless?
He does, he snores and sometimes he'll stop breathing and then it'll go.
That's apnea.
Yeah.
And he's a slim man, so it's not.
Well, is he slim? Well, he's very big.
He's beefy.
Yeah.
He's not. Like apnea is a lot of times associated. People will think, how larger bellied people.
Sure. Yeah.
Not always. It could affect a lot of people, but apnea is a serious thing because your heart stops sometimes.
Yeah, I know. It's scary.
You get a CPAP.
Well, our friend, yeah, that's what Theron uses. But Tom just had a little surgery to open that up.
Okay, my husband did that too. The turbinates and a deviated septum. When my husband did that years ago, because he had broken his nose twice and it was a little changed his life. He doesn't have no breathing problems anymore.
So George should do that.
If he's having issues and it's just that, I would get it looked into because it changed David's life. And it's not that difficult of a surgery.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot to ask Tom about that because he had it done last week. But, sleeping with covers, gone.
Are you a light sleeper?
Yeah.
Me too.
I only need a few hours sleep. I usually, per night, I'll sleep 5 hours maybe.
Did they say Albert Einstein slept 4 hours a night?
Yeah. Because, I get up this morning, I looked at the clock at probably 3:15.
And you didn't say to yourself, let me just get a little bit more sleep.
No, what I did was I stayed in bed until 4. It was 3:15 and I just sort of laid there. Then I get out of bed, I stretch, I pray, and then I meditate. And then I get ready to go down to the office. The gym opens at 5.
Do you pray so you can make it today?
No, I don't pray. I pray, and then we talked about this in the keynotes thing. I pray to a power greater than myself. I'm not religious.
A higher being.
I pray to decode and to deactivate my ego. Because the act of me bowing down and saying, "Dear God, thank you," is acknowledging that there's something greater than myself, and saying those words deactivates my ego. And I just need a grace period. That's what the prayer gives me, a grace period away from my ego running things. Because as soon as I get about it, it's like, okay, ego's like, okay, what we gonna do now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I need a grace period from you. And the act of doing it keeps me in check. It keeps the ego in check, and I have a balance.
And I know that you told the keynote speech kids that, but we have so many hundreds of thousands of listeners who weren't there. So what does that sound like?
What does this is my morning prayer. I'm going to say it right now. I say, "Dear God, thank you for the love, for the joy, for the pain, for the experience of being here." And I will say thank you for Michelle and George and Joelle and Randy, and I'll list off some names, and then I'll say, I ask that you guide my thoughts, my feelings, and my perceptions, and that I release all resentment to you.
That's amazing.
Done.
Get rid of that resentment.
Yeah, because that's a killer.
Joy and pain. Pump it up. Sunshine and rain. Pump it up.
Joy.
Hell yeah. And pain.
Like sunshine and rain.
Give it to me raw bass. You can tell our generations are a little different.
Yeah, yes. What was that other song by Hanson and Hanson?
Hungry for your love. Hungry for your love.
Hungry for your love. What was it? Hanson and what?
Davis.
Hanson and Davis.
One of the best. It's considered freestyle, but it really shouldn't because it was really tail end disco into dance. Dun, 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 dun.
I love it.
That went along with How Do Rumors Get Started? Get started by the jealous people.
Yeah.
And, those all went, Timex Social Club.
Yeah.
Those all went hand in hand. It was that beginning dance music phase.
Yeah.
That's where that fell.
When Saida Garrett was here, I forgot to ask her about Anthony in the Camp. She sings backup on that song. What's that song, Anthony in the Camp? It's Jelly Bean did it. Wait a minute. You know what I need.
Oh,
what you can
no,
do
we talked
it.
about it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What I like.
What I like.
Yeah.
You can do it. You know how to do it. You can do it.
You know what I like. Yeah.
What I like.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so.
But my favorite Jelly Bean song, we have to talk about Jelly Bean.
With the Mexican?
Hell yes, bitch.
I love the Mexican.
Hell yes.
Yes.
And Sidewalk Talk. Watch where you talk because the sidewalk talk. And the ground beneath you. Yeah.
I love.
The Mexican. I want to redo the Mexican.
Oh my. Does it have any words?
No. Yes, Chico Fernandez.
Yes.
Sleeping on his gun.
Yeah.
Dreams of Santa Ana.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love that.
Morning, that is morning. Heaven must be live. Woo! Oh my God, it just makes me want to dance.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Lisa Robertson.
Oh my God.
Michelle, let's talk about Squatty Potty.
You know? 4 bathrooms in my house.
I love that.
It sounds like I'm rich, but I'm not.
Well, but you know how to live.
Each bedroom has a bathroom.
Sure.
And then there's the little commode. What do you call it?
Half bath.
Yeah, but it's also called powder room.
Powder room.
So everyone has a Squatty Potty in it. I got it. I told this story before. I'm going to keep telling it. When my daughter didn't know how to poop right. Yeah. Everybody gets weird talking about poop.
Everybody gets weird talking about it. And they shouldn't. Everybody poops.
And you better be pooping every day.
I hope so.
Keep everything healthy and clean.
Yeah.
So she used to put her legs up, like sitting in M on the toilet. And I walked in on her one day and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, it feels better when I poop like this. So I right away went to squattypotty.com because I read about it somewhere and got her a Squatty Potty. And now we all became complete followers and we bow down to the Squatty Potty.
So you're a Squatty Potty family.
Yes, we are.
I love that. Because what happens is the Squatty Potty enables your body to eliminate waste completely in a way that it unkinks the colon.
Yes.
That sounds like a name of an album. Unkink the colon. Yes. Well, that's what Squatty Potty is all about. I have them at my house. They're brilliant. Actually, I was introduced to them from going to the place to get the high colonic. After you get the high colonic, they send you into the ladies' room to eliminate the rest of your waste. And that's how I was introduced to Squatty Potty.
See, and those are people that specialize in cleaning the colon.
Yes.
Squatty Potty is the way to go. You guys, join the movement today. Visit squattypotty.com/Rue. Let me say that again. Squattypotty.com/Rue and receive a free bottle of, have you smelled this stuff?
Fruity Booty.
It's in my purse right now.
It's like the creed of my life. Fruity Booty.
Fruity Booty
is how I've devoted my life to Fruity Booty.
It's a toilet spray, you guys. You spray it in first, and then you sit down and do your business, and you'll get a Fruity Booty toilet spray with a purchase of $20 or more. Remember, you guys, a happy colon is a happy life.
That's right.
Squatty Potty.
We've got our special guest here, Lisa Robertson.
Wait.
Lisa, okay. You're organizing your microphone.
I am.
Are you that kind of a person? Everything is organized?
Well, let me explain the rules in my house.
No
husbands, no kids, no pets, no live plants, no shoes in the house.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
It's awesome.
No, I love it. And you still live in the Philadelphia area.
I do, yeah. I love my house.
Right. Because how long were you at QVC?
20 years.
Whoa.
20 yes.
Wow.
It was part of a child labor work program. And then, it was just working out so well that I thought, hey, here we are. Let's just stick with this.
Right.
Sure.
Right. And now you have your own lifestyle website.
Yes.
It's LisaRobertson.com.
Because I'm so original.
Yeah, no. Hey.
It's all you need, kiddo.
It's like, you know what? Don't make it complicated, people.
That's it.
Right.
Okay? That's it.
No,
don't need a learning curve here.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. Because people want to know where to find you. Because the thing is this, from so many years at QVC, you own Christmas.
Oh my gosh, I love Christmas.
You own Christmas.
I agree.
Yeah.
And now,
don't mean to brag,
if people go to your website, will they be able to have the same kind of Christmas experience at LisaRobertson.com?
Yeah. So, we actually started the website in February, and it was all content. And so there's a lot of blogs and connections to videos. We do live video chats on Facebook. All of those are on there.
Because I'm going to do one of those.
You are.
Yes.
And it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Because I really think, for me, I have to say, this entire experience has been so educational.
Really?
Absolutely.
Filming Drag Race.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I work in television. I work in fashion. I work in beauty. I mean, I have more gay friends than straight friends, which may be one of the reasons I have a hard time meeting a man. All the men that I meet, are meeting other men.
Yeah.
I mean, we get along great and everything, but it's not the same.
No,
yes.
it's not.
Yes.
And it is true that a girl has no better friend than her gay friend.
That's true.
But this is a very, very different take on things. It's a very different perspective and a very different lifestyle. And to be quite honest, in coming in, I mean, I wanted to try it because I love Rue.
Yeah, thank you.
And I met you, and I think that your energy is amazing and wonderful and positive, and I would just want to be around that all the time.
Oh, that's very sweet.
If you're doing it, then I want to try it.
Right.
Even if it is out of my comfort zone. And
so, but how different is this from doing QVC? Now, we're completely on a TV studio on a lot, and we're shooting a television show. But I would think it would be very similar to the QVC experience.
Well, I just think the content is very different. I mean, QVC is very conservative. I grew up in a town where they don't wear jewelry. I mean, it's really conservative. I went to QVC that was very conservative. And although I have always been very accepting of whatever you want to do is fine. As long as you let me do what I want to do, then whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Yeah.
I've never been around this type of show, this type of thing. And I've always understood that drag is an art and that these people are entertainers and that it takes a lot of skill. But this is really eye-opening. And you see these people, and at first you're just not sure what to think. And you're just going, whoa, back up the truck. Whoa, what is, what? Okay. And then,
is it the booty pads? That
I think, I of course would come on the week with the pilots. Thank you, Ru.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole club thing, and it was just really out of the box. But then you talk to them and you start getting to know them, and you understand how they're challenging themselves and growing as entertainers and as performers and taking risks. And I think, it's kind of ironic because I think there are people who would automatically just say, I don't get that, and it wouldn't be their thing. But in reality, this is what I applaud, is anyone who's really trying to grow at whatever you're doing. Yeah. You're not just sitting in the background and taking it easy and making excuses and staying where you are and then complaining that the world didn't hand it to you.
Right. That's right. Which is what most people do, by the way.
These guys, girls are really putting themselves on the line. They're doing things that are very frightening to them. They're taking risks, and I really admire that.
We've said that for years. This show at its core is really about the tenacity of the human spirit. And I think that's why people around the world really relate to it. Yes, it's drag, it's the wigs, it's the costumes, it's all the...
That's a small part of it, actually.
But honestly, everyone who's ever lived has had a dream, sometimes a dream that they thought was unachievable or that other people would laugh at them for. And these kids on this show were little boys from small towns who dared to fight and go against the status quo. And that's what's so intriguing, because they're so courageous. Talking about against the status quo. Now, you come from a small town in Tennessee.
Yes, 4,000 people on a good day. Rather optimistic, really.
Really?
I think maybe if there was a parade.
Yeah,
The sign said 4,000, but come on, people.
Yeah.
I know everyone here is not 4,000 people.
No. And how often do you get back there?
Not very often. Unfortunately, I can be in Europe in less time than it takes me to get to where I grew up in Tennessee, because nothing goes there, people. You have to go somewhere else, and you have to drive in or whatever it happens to be. So now we all just usually meet in Charleston, where my sister lives.
Right. Because it's Collegedale, Tennessee, which is right outside of Chattanooga. Yeah. Which is the hometown of Lady Bunny.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and actually years ago there was a drag club there called the Go-Go Club. I think it's called the Go-Go Club.
In Chattanooga?
Very famous drag club.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's where Lady Bunny first saw a drag show, was the Go-Go Club.
Well, Collegedale is the home of McKee Bakery, which is Little Debbie's.
Yes.
Oh, I don't mean to brag, but how you doing?
Star Cakes, that's a big deal.
Let me tell you something. So when I was in college, I worked there for 2 years.
At Little Debbie?
Oh, yeah. And it really was a Lucille Ball episode because, you had to wear white head to toe. And I was a spare meaning seriously lowest on the totem pole.
Right.
I mean, if somebody else leaves, the person below them goes to their station and you're at the bottom of the line, which means you just stand there and stare at an assembly line and wait for a broken cookie to come by.
Oh, my goodness.
And, with the hairnet.
Could you eat
the
broken cookie?
Well, here's the deal. So they said you can eat anything you want off any of the lines. If you take it off the line and you walk behind that yellow line, you can eat anything you want. And the break room had every Little Debbie ever. Now, I have a major sweet tooth.
Star cakes.
It was, oh my gosh. And they had the peanut butter, the nutty bars and the oatmeal cream pies. And I mean, everything. And it was hysterical because when I first went there, I said, really? They have all the cookies in the break room? I can eat as many as I want? And they said, yeah, but honey, give it 6 months. You're going to be so sick of those things. 2 years later, my enthusiasm was not dampened a bit. I love those things. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. And Little Debbie's, they haven't been bought by R.J. Reynolds or any. They're still a family business.
Started by O.D. McKee. And he was an older gentleman who lived in the Collegedale area, and he was the one who decided it was going to be an assembly line, and he did the motor for his first assembly line was out of a washing machine. And Little Debbie, the real Little Debbie.
There was a real Little Debbie.
No, she's my brother's age. And I'm trying to think if she was his daughter.
Was she the town
granddaughter?
Was she the town slut?
No, not at all.
That would have been great.
That would have been so
Although
hot.
that would have been a really good story. But she had an accident. I think she was a horse character when she was little, and she's blind in one eye.
Okay.
And has been since she was a kid. But and it's interesting because she's come back to the family business now, and I get all the gossip from my dad.
Yeah.
And and is doing great and is very happy.
Is Dad still in Collegedale?
Oh yeah, my dad's still in Collegedale. His 80th birthday is coming up, and we're all going. So we're gonna go. And I had I can't say the surprise because somebody will tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little thing.
Yeah.
For a little surprise. Okay. But I won't say.
So you're still living in the Philadelphia area because for 20 years you worked at QVC.
Yes.
And you're going to stay there.
I think that so much of how much you enjoy where you live is not where you live. It's the people that you love where you live. And I lived there for 20 years. And so, the double-edged sword is, if you leave something, it's nice to just completely leave it and not have to think about it again. Right. As much as I love being there, it'd be nice to have a clean break. But in reality, my entire world was QVC for 20 years. I worked 7 days a week. I worked nights. I worked weekends. If somebody said, I'm coming in Tuesday in 3 weeks at 3 a.m, can you pick me up? I would honestly say, I'm not sure.
Right.
Wow. I might be on air. Right. I don't know.
Did that change with time? Meaning, did you get tenure? Did you get seniority? So after a while, you didn't have to do the overnight shifts anymore?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I did the overnight shifts for 2 years. And it was the best experience of my life.
Was it?
Because in that 2 years, it was 3 and 4 hours a night of nothing but you, baby. You're on.
And nobody's
You're going to sell all this stuff and you have no guests.
Right.
And you can try it from any angle you want because no one's watching and no one cares.
Right.
So you just have at it.
Yeah. Did it still sell overnights? Does stuff sell as much?
Not nearly as much.
Right.
But there were still sales in the overnights, but it was just one of those things where now everything is guested. So when you're a new host and you come in, that's fine. But all you learn is how to work with the guest. So you only know how to approach that job from one point of view. So my analogy is, you're a jockey and that's a horse. And then you only know how to ride the horse. And if you got a winner, great. And if you don't have a winner, it's not going to work. Right. Whereas if you were in the overnights, like a lot of the older hosts were, it was 4 hours a night. It was no guests whatsoever. It was completely up to you. And by gosh, if that horse has to get across the finish line, I can push it, I can pull it, I can ride it, I can lift that thing up, carry its ass across the line. Sure. But somehow that horse is getting there. But that's only something you learn through, that kind of experience that you hated at the time.
Right.
And turned out to be great.
Now, did you work there? Was Mike Rowe there when you were there?
He had just left when I got there, and I had the opportunity to work with him a couple times doing movie marathons for Comcast when Comcast owned us. And he is the funniest human being on the planet. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the things that guy is known for saying. He sold an ice cube.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, he wanted
on QVC?
On QVC because it was overnights. And from what I hear, here's the rumor and the scuttlebutt between him and Paul Kelly, because they were both there and they were both problem children, just problem children way back in the day. And so QVC said, "Fine, we're sick of both of you. You just split midnight to 6, and somebody be there. Right? Yeah. We don't even care. Yeah, So those two were just unchaperoned, out of control children. I mean, from midnight to 6. And so they, Mike would pretty much just do anything he wanted. And one night, everybody was saying, "Oh, well, we need to sell this." And he goes, I could, anything's going to sell. Here's and he literally sold an ice cube.
And somebody bought it.
I'm sure they did.
Wow.
I mean, he was very convincing. I don't know. Yeah.
How did you get the job?
It's interesting because I have a 4-year degree in long-term healthcare administration.
Came in handy.
So handy, right? I mean, and now I don't even have to tell the rest of the story because it makes complete sense to you,
Yes, but why did you choose that as a major?
Well, okay. Here's the real reason why.
Because who goes into that as...
Well... Okay, it was a small denominational college, and there were only a few degrees that would really get you a job. So yes, I played violin in the youth symphony, but I didn't want to do music as a career as much as I love music. And I really loved talking, and I wanted to go into marketing, but they didn't really have a marketing degree at this college at that point. They had a communications degree, but in all honesty, I didn't put any faith in their level of communications at that point. And so you just took a business degree because that's what you did, because that was the only thing left and you had to do something. And all right, to get a business degree. Well, then I ran into a class, statistics from Dr. Davidson. Somebody probably still knows him. Anyway, he wasn't my favorite teacher. He was so least my favorite teacher that I actually changed majors to avoid taking a second class from him. And I found out that if I took an extra semester of classes, I could avoid taking a second class from him. And that's how I ended up in long-term healthcare administration.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yes. And the very last professor that I had was, the last semester was actually very interesting because it was just people who ran different facilities, people out in the real world who came in and taught micro courses in the real world. And the very last one was a guy who ran a very, very high-end facility in the area, very successful. And it was a class on finance. And afterward, he said, I had to give an evaluation of each of you to the college. And I don't believe in saying something about someone that I wouldn't say to someone. So if you'd like to know what I said, please set up an appointment. And I said, well, all right. So like the big idiot I am, I set up an appointment. And I went and I sat down and talked to him. And I said, so what do you think? In my own defense, I had gotten an A in his class. Okay, so I'm not as dumb as I look.
Not at all.
These do not impede my IQ. Everything is fine. The blood flow's good. He said, you're in the wrong profession. I said, what do you, dude, I just finished a 4-year degree. It took me 4.5 PS. And by the way, what do you mean I'm in the wrong profession? He said, this is still a man's world, and they are not going to let you in. You may want to try it, feel free, but I'm telling you right now, this is not where you belong. And I just thought, seriously? I mean, seriously? I don't even know what to do with that. You're just sitting there. And I appreciated his candor, and that was good. And then after that, I won Miss Tennessee. I went to Miss America. When I was traveling around as Miss Tennessee, I ran into him in an airport once. And I said, Dan, I just have to tell you, you are absolutely correct. I do not belong in that business. Thank you for the input.
Wow. It did help you, I bet you, unconsciously. You know?
He was right.
And so, but how did you wind up at QVC?
Well, I went to Miss America back when dinosaurs roamed the earth and someone cared about that pageant.
I remember that.
And P.S. And by the way, that pageant was a great influence on my life. I am extremely upset with the Miss America pageant system. I think they have completely just ruined what could be a very positive experience for so many young women. They have politically corrected themselves to death. They have made it completely irrelevant. And it makes me angry because it did so much for me. And I want other young women to have that opportunity, which is kind of what you're giving these people.
These kids, right.
The opportunity to challenge yourself, to get up in front, to be judged, to do something that scares you. How can you not be a better person at the end of that? Which is what Miss America gave me.
It used to be so important.
It was. I grew up watching it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh, there was nothing better than watching Miss America.
I agree.
Yeah. And they've just really ruined it, in my opinion. Yeah. If somebody would like to give me that pageant, I'll bring it back and make it relevant.
Yeah, because it's online, or is it back on television again?
Well, it's kind of sporadic, but I just think, again, they miss what America wants.
Yeah.
They miss the fact that you can't compete. You can't out-compete popular culture in popular culture. You have to look at what your strengths are. You have to go against the grain. You have to deal with what you can offer, and you have to be really good at it. You can't be something that is supposed to be all about women bettering themselves in a comprehensive manner, and then not have it be glamorous and not have it be beautiful and not have it be something anybody wants to watch.
Right.
I mean, I'm really happy for you that you're in a scholastic scholarship pageant, but in reality, I don't care.
Right.
Nobody wants to watch that.
No, I mean, I can go to the mall and see pretty much the same thing. You know, I want to believe that Barbie can have an IQ of 160. Can you find her for me? Because I believe you can. And what's ironic is I think the people who have taken the pageant in that direction have done that because they think they're being politically correct in the way they approach women. I find it insulting. I find it absolutely insulting. You don't think that you can challenge women in a way that they would rise to the level that I believe they can. So you're going to kind of bring it down so no one feels left out.
They're going to dumb it down.
Yeah, I just find that completely offensive.
Yeah. Now we're going to take a quick break right now, but we're going to, when we come back, we're going to talk to Lisa Robertson about her rise to the queen of QVC, which is so amazing to me. I'm a big television shopping person, and I love it so much. But we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Lisa Robertson. Hey, Michelle, let's talk about Blue Apron for a minute.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you something. I think I get more excited than my family because I love to cook this.
Yeah.
I run out of recipes. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I'm a wife. I'm a working mom.
Yes, you are.
And I have to think about what I can make easily and what I can put all the ingredients together. So when I go to the grocery store, I don't want to have to go. First, you have to look at the cookbook because I'm not that kind of a chef.
Yeah.
I can't just cook I need a recipe. Mm-hmm. So then you have to worry about getting this one. And then you get home, you're like, frig, I forgot the friggin' garlic, whatever it is. With Blue Apron, it comes to your house at the door in a box. You pick the meals you want. You can switch them out for another one if you don't like it the week ahead. Mm-hmm. And then it comes, everything is measured. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to say 1 tablespoon. No, dump it in. And everything's there on the recipe card. It tells you what you need for the meal and just how to cook it.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant. So easy. I've tried almost everyone out there.
Yeah.
I've tried some other ones. I've tried some vegan ones. I've tried everything there is. By far, nobody can touch Blue Apron.
All the ingredients are fresh. Yes. They have incredible recipes, and you don't have. It's really foolproof, isn't it?
And not only is it foolproof, if you check any other one out there, nobody's going to touch the fact that it's the freshest ingredients and it's less than $10 a meal.
Oh, you got to be kidding!
This is by far Blue Apron, the most delicious and most affordable one. They deliver to 99% of U.S. and 99.5% of the food deserts. Meaning,
what's a food desert?
All those places that don't have great grocery stores and Whole Foods and restaurants, grocery stores like that.
Oh, you mean like when I'm up in Wyoming?
Correct.
And
they'll deliver there.
Okay.
That's what's wonderful about Blue Apron. They go everywhere. Upcoming meals this week that I'm excited to make. Mm-hmm. I ordered this one. The 3 cheese and baby broccoli stromboli with tomato and oregano.
Ooh, that sounds good.
In the picture, the cheese is like dripping out on top of the broccoli and the bread. Like, my family is so excited to eat that. But they have like beef teriyaki stir fry coming up with sugar snap peas and lime rice. And you can get it like some of the recipes will have like, I don't know, cilantro. My family doesn't like cilantro.
Yeah.
I just leave the cilantro out.
Leave it out. I got to tell you, my mouth is watering. When you started talking about that, my mouth is watering.
It is so great, you guys. So much variety. You can switch out, like I said earlier. They're flexible. And you can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free.
Wow.
3 meals free. That's how awesome Blue Apron is with free shipping. Go to blueapron.com/Ru. That's blueapron.com/Ru and download the app because that's how I do mine. Blue Apron, it's a better way to cook.
Yep.
Okay, we are back. We're talking the legends of QVC right now. You guys were just talking about Kathy Levin,
who I adore more than life itself. Now, wait, the funniest thing she ever said. You got to say, okay. So one time somebody said, Kathy, what size bra do you wear? And she said 38 long. How much do I love her?
I own far too much Dominique to admit.
Now, do they still make Dominique?
They do, but it's not the same.
No.
Yeah. It was an event when Kathy hosted Dominique. It was actually on the calendar. Yeah, we were talking about that. Kirk's Folly, the Quacker Factory. Am I saying that right?
Jeannie Bice.
Yes. That whole crew. So I would watch all of it.
And so now was Kathy Levin there when you arrived there?
She was the queen of the world when I went to that world. I mean, they just bowed down when Kathy walked by. And, and it's interesting because I think whenever you're on the top, there are a lot of people who just refer to you as a diva because it's an easy out for them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I heard people refer to Kathy that way, and it was never true.
Right.
She was never a diva. She was never entitled. She was very clear about what she could do and how much prep was required. Mm-hmm. And she could walk out there having never seen anything and make you want it more than anybody else.
That is an amazing skill. Now, I know you have your own lifestyle website. It's lisarobertson.com.
Yeah.
But what, how does
you
someone...
like this jewelry?
Is that from... Oh, my goodness, that's gorgeous. What is
the
that?
Bracelet? What's going on there?
Wait for it.
I love that.
So she's got a cuff bracelet.
You fill it with perfume.
Oh my goodness!
And then what a great idea!
Or if you're in school, vodka
is brilliant. It's like a
or breath mints if you're going
it's a
lucite bracelet with has this very chic silver chrome inlay inside of there. It is so gorgeous.
Isn't it
Look
great?
at that, Michelle.
It's very bold.
You can find that on your website?
Yes. So this is available. We just started offering that the other day, and we have it in black and clear and white in either gold or silver.
Smart.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that.
Well, it's just from Italy. It's a gentleman in Italy who just started creating it, and it's being introduced in Europe. It's extremely popular in Europe, but there's nobody in the U.S. who really got it. Yeah. And so, it was funny because we have a mutual friend, and my mutual friend brought it to me and said, "What do you think of this?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Oh, yes.
So I love it.
No, we don't have much time, but I want to know how you got to QVC, and overall, what was your experience like there?
Well, after I did the Miss Tennessee pageant, I wanted to find a job, and everyone would give me an interview because they wanted to know what Miss Tennessee looked like, but they weren't really going to give me a job. And I get that. And so there was an ad in the paper for television work, and it was a cold call, and I went, and that was probably 24 years ago when the standard test was they would just hand you a number 2 pencil and say, "Give me 2 minutes on that." And if you want to know what long is, put a 2-minute timer on, stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself at a number 2 pencil for 2 minutes. Holy cow.
Did you practice before you went
No,
in?
you didn't know that you just walked in, they hit you cold. That was standard. So I got that job. I worked there for a year and a half. Someday I'll tell you the story because I'm not really sure legally I can about how I was fired, and it really ended poorly for the person who did it. Very entertaining. Yeah. And then someone who had been at QVC and then had been at this channel contacted me and said, "I'm starting my own channel. Would you like to come on?" So we literally started a shopping channel from the ground up. Wow. Built the whole thing. We got the studio space, the vendors, how to image things, warehousing, logistics, inventory, hired everyone. And we did that for about a year and a half. He was an amazing visionary, not good on follow through, and didn't have people next to him who are really watching the shop. So after about a year and a half, my paycheck started to bounce. And I thought to myself, I don't mean to jump to a conclusion, but that doesn't sound good. Yeah. So that's when I went and interviewed at QVC. And I think that the only reason I got the job was I had, for all my conscious life, always lived in the South. I never dreamed I would move north. I had no desire. I liked the South, and I liked being around people I knew. I really didn't think I would take the job. So I think that I was super nervous, but believing I wouldn't take it gave me just enough leeway that then I was my sarcastic nervous self, which they mistook for confidence and gave me the job.
And the rest is history.
And there you are.
What makes a good host at a television shopping channel?
Well, I think that back in the day, what made a good host was really someone who you have to be able to think on your feet. But most of it is just really connecting with people. You have to enjoy people. You have to like people. You have to treat them with respect. You have to tell them the truth. And you have to do it in a way that's obviously going to highlight the positive points of what you're presenting, but you have to tell them the truth. You cannot lie. If you're a host who goes out there and says you own everything, you have no credibility. Right. If you say you love everything, you have no credibility. You have to say the truth about that item.
Well, what if you don't love that item?
Here's a great story, and it's one that really educated me in that moment where you have an epiphany. I was staying with someone up north in Connecticut for the weekend. They were living with their parents who were older and caring for their parents. And their mother, her name was Kate, you could tell by the way she carried herself that when she was young, she was something. I mean, she was something. She just had this grace and this presence. And when you're a beautiful woman, you're used to people looking at you. You are never off guard. Someone is always looking at you. And that was the air that she had. And one morning, I'm downstairs in the kitchen, and she comes down for breakfast, and her hair was done. And she had her makeup on, her jewelry on, and she had on this velour pantsuit that looked like Star Trek First Generation. It was a mock neck velour, tunic, long sleeve, burgundy panel down the front. The rest of it was navy, a little gold piping, matching pants. Now, I wouldn't wear that in a million years. But you know what? It looked great on her. It was really perfect for her. And what I would wear would not have been perfect for her. Right. So it just made me realize, this was the epiphany you have as an adult. it's not all about me.
Right.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it's not all about me. I have to readjust.
Uh-huh.
So that's, when I realized that just because something wasn't for me didn't mean it wasn't going to be great for someone else. And if I only tell you things that are going to be good for me, then in a huge venue like QVC, I'm doing other people a disservice.
Yes.
And so, from then on, you look at something and you think, who would this be good for? Who would this really be good for? Not who's going to buy it and then not love it when they get it home, because you don't want to sell it to them. Right. You want them to be happy when they get it home. So you have to look at that and say, who would it be good for? Who's the person who's going to look at that? How are they going to use it? How are they going to wear it? How is it going to make them happy or feel good about themselves? And that's the truth that you tell.
Wow. So instead of saying, I don't like this, you can say, though this might not be for me, it could be for so-and-so and so-and-so and so.
Well, I think, the line is, I probably wouldn't specifically say, this is not for me, because I think then that might make someone else feel badly if it is
right.
For them.
Exactly.
So and I'm not trying to do that.
Right.
But if it's something, in all honesty, some of the fashion that we sold was much more oversized and casual than I would wear.
Right.
But what I would wear is not what a lot of those women would want to wear. Right. So, that's when I would say, hey, if you want something that's going to be very comfortable, you put it on, you always feel good in it, it's not too tight, the color is going to be fabulous on you, and I think especially if you don't like to wear a lot of makeup, so you really want a color to kind of pop and make your complexion, this is going to be gorgeous, and it's going to be easy, and you're going to look pulled together. You throw your hair back in a ponytail, you put a great pair of earrings on, you look really good.
Yeah.
And all of that is true.
Yeah. I'm sold. I mean, I've watched you for years, and there's a certain charm to what you're doing. I'm sure there's a certain scientific chemistry to what it is you're doing. Are you aware of what of that chemistry, or is it just come out of you naturally like that?
I think it just is. I think it's just a thing. I mean, I think it's a natural skill that you develop if you have the ability to be honest, to see another's perspective.
Well, then I'm out.
To treat them with respect. Everyone except Rude. You could buy with 2 out of 3.
You do need a poker face too, because if you hate something and you have to sell it and people can see that on your face.
So one time they gave me a singing hot dog condiment holder. Put all the letters in there, Rue. All the letters.
Okay, I would probably buy that. I'm just
Whereas I just stood there and I looked at it and I said, I have a college degree and this is what my life has come to. I have nothing. I got nothing. I don't even know.
I love it.
I mean, what are you going to say?
What are you going to say?
People understood that.
I had to be honest and say, I didn't know it sold like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. I would have bought that. Because I just think, no one wants to feel like you're being worked.
Yeah.
No one. Right. No one wants to feel pushed.
Yeah.
No one wants to feel like you're being manipulated. Those are very ugly feelings for any human being. So to just sit there in a moment of candor and say, I got nothing. It's very refreshing. I think they appreciated that. I don't know.
Well, I'm so happy that you got to join us now. I know the website, you get lots of great stuff there at lisarobertson.com.
Yes, and we have a lot of our jewelry right now is sold out. We get new jewelry in all the time. We're heading to Italy next week. We're going to be finding new jewelry for you, really sourcing some great things. And I have to say, one of the things that was so nice about owning your own business is that you really can kind of do whatever you want. So I can decide, how much we do at a time, and I can bring it in slowly and grow it slowly. And with everything that happened in Italy, we have so much jewelry that comes in from Italy, and I have such a love for that country that we were able to one day just take all the net proceeds from all of our Italian jewelry between noon and midnight and donate all of the net proceeds to the Italian Red Cross.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
And
you look Italian to me. You're not Italian.
Thank you. No, but I am by proxy.
I see.
Because it's almost like when you marry someone and then eventually you start looking like each other. And I just like to look at a lot of Italians.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to rub off.
Right. Or if you wear a lot of Italian leather,
I mean,
Italian jewelry.
Yes.
A lot of Italian jewelry, and you stare at a lot of pasta.
Yeah. That'll work.
That'll be awesome. Yeah.
I have so many questions for you, and I know that we have to stop now because I wanted to ask Lisa about fingernails, because on QVC the fingernails, the hands are always so beautiful.
Well, they have to be.
Yes, but then there's a lot of times where they zoom in and go, "Oh, she needs a fill." Like you could see, they get so close on the nails and the nail.
It's one of the reasons why I quit wearing nail polish. And so sometimes people, because it used to be that people would say, what nail polish you're wearing. I said, I'm not wearing any nail polish. And they would think I was lying to them, which I'm not. Yeah. But, with the gel nails, if you get these gel nails that I get, so you don't have to have any polish, it just looks natural. Right. Yeah. It's not as noticeable when it grows out. Yeah.
Right.
But how do you have to have cuticle oil?
Is that the secret?
Yes. Yep. And makeup on your hands.
Makeup on your hands.
Any part of your body that shows has makeup. And I used to joke that I had more body makeup than a drag queen. And now I realize that that's not true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very educational.
Yeah. So it's cuticle oil and you put a little makeup on your hands. Just facial makeup or body makeup?
You know what? It depends on what you use on your face, but Makeup Forever has a liquid foundation for face and body.
Okay.
That's really good.
If you have, too,
yeah, and if you have someone who does airbrushing on you, they can just airbrush your hands.
I love it. Well, Lisa Robertson, thank you so much.
It was such a pleasure.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
So
educational.
So educational. So much. I love shopping on television so much.
It's
but
just
I'm gonna go to LisaRobertson.com and get my Italian
and
jewelry.
You have to see our live video chats too.
Yeah, because we're gonna do that.
I
cannot wait.
I
love it.
All right.
So much fun.
All right, so we'll be back with Noah Galvin.
Yay!
Michelle, let's talk about Squatty Potty. Now, you sent your friend home to England.
Yeah, let's restate that.
Yeah, okay.
She was here visiting and she stole my Squatty Potty.
And she calls, that's how she...
So cute the way she said.
Squatty Potty.
Squatty Potty.
I love
Squatty
that.
Potty. She used it because it was one in the guest room. She could not even believe how easily her poop came out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people struggle with constipation.
Yes, they do.
And it has a lot to do with everything. But what a big part of it is, you don't realize how kinked up your colon is inside of your body. The way that we poop traditionally is not healthy.
That's right. That's why having a Squatty Potty is such a healthy choice, because a lot of people, like you said, they don't eliminate properly. Squatty Potty helps you do that.
What it is like a little stool that goes under the stool. It goes on the one you put your feet on. It goes on the bottom of the toilet and it lifts your legs up to where you're supposed to be. Now, here's the thing. There's 2 sizes.
Oh.
There's a 7-inch.
Oh, dear.
And a 9-inch.
Oh, my goodness. You're obscene.
Magic words. Now, because I'm short, like the 7-inch.
Yeah.
I know that what you've heard is not true. I could take the 9-inch.
Sure, you could.
But I prefer the 7-inch.
7-inch is fine.
So Anna, when she was over, stole the Squatty Potty. She went to LAX. They're looking at her. She's trying to get it through security. And it's see-through, so they didn't care.
Sure, right.
But she got to the gate, and she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. She brings it into the bathroom at LAX and uses the Squatty Potty.
Oh, my goodness.
Right there in the bathroom at LAX. It changed her life.
I love that. It's funny you say that. I think all public restrooms should have Squatty Potties in them.
I'm telling you, because another thing you guys, you might not know, because even though we're doing it incorrectly, a lot of times because we're pooping incorrectly, it doesn't get completely out and some gets left in the colon. That's where the problems start.
It unkinks the colon. The position that the Squatty Potty puts you in unkinks the colon.
Yeah, so Squatty Potty doesn't just help you squat, though. They sell these brilliant toilet sprays that smell wonderful with an incredible new bidet. They have bidets that are incredibly easy to set up. It takes 10 minutes of work to install in almost any toilet. It's phenomenal.
What's the spray called?
Fruity Booty.
What did you call me?
I called you a Fruity Booty, bitch. Get over it. So join the movement by visiting squattypotty.com today /Ru to get your bottle of free Fruity Booty toilet spray with a purchase of $20 or more. And remember, a happy colon is a happy life. We love you, Squatty Potty.
Love the Squatty.
Love you, Squatty Potty.
Okay, we have our special guest, Noah Galvin, here.
Yay!
You just from the gorgeous hit show, The Real O'Neills.
That's right.
And you're just a baby. Look at your...
But he's not a baby, though.
He is a baby.
I'm 22. I just look like a 12-year-old.
No, 22 is a baby, Michelle. I have a donkey, a stuffed donkey named Jimmy, who is... I've had him for 30 years.
Oh, he's older than me?
Yeah, I've had him for 30 years, but I dug him out of the trash 30 years ago. God only knows how long he had been someone else's donkey. Where are you from?
I'm from New York. I was raised in Westchester County in a town called Katona. And then I finished my upbringing on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
On the Upper West Side?
His upbringing.
Yes. Well, it's, trust me.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, well.
She grown.
Yeah, she already in the head.
She already in the hair.
And how'd you get this big break on this hit television show? Is this your big break? Did you do something big before this?
No. I was in New York doing theater for like over 10 years, just grinding, doing that off-Broadway.
From the time of being 12 years old?
From the time of being 10, actually.
How is it that I'm going to get back to your question, but I see young kids on Broadway and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. How are they able to do that?
Crazy moms.
Yeah. Crazy moms. Did you have a crazy mom?
No, I didn't. There are two types of child actors. There are child actors that are very independent, very, they driven. Are the ones, yes, they are driven. They are the ones, driving the career and wanting to work and wanting to audition. And then there are kids who don't really give a shit and whose mothers are the ones pushing them to do it.
And with the kids whose mothers were pushing them, did you ever like confide in them and when they get away from their mom and they say, "Help me escape"? Get me out
no,
of here.
these children are too brainwashed. I don't even think they're like aware enough to be able to,
Yeah. What shows were you in?
My first job when I was 10 was Les Mis.
Oh my God. Did Michelle know this already?
Were you Javert? Just kidding. Were you Gavroche?
Damn straight.
Wow.
Wait, have you and Michelle talked about this already?
No.
You have a passion for Les Mis?
Oh God, here
we go. No, I have a passion for Broadway in general.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now, you're sitting next to me, so get ready.
Yeah. So you did Les Mis. What else did you do?
Les Mis. Yeah, love that.
You could tell where I come from.
Yeah, no, show queen for sure.
Yeah.
I did that, and then I've had a very eclectic career. I then worked for Cirque du Soleil for a year. I was hired as a singer, and then we got to Montreal, and that was a situation where it was triple cast with two other boys because they do 3 shows a day, and some of the other some of the other moms were, they were show moms.
Okay.
They were showbiz moms.
And what happens to all this money? By law, does your are your
you're
parents?
A minor.
So there's a thing called a Coogan account because of Jackie Coogan. Shut up.
Yes, I know Jackie Coogan. He's a famous child actor.
Yeah,
yes.
You were around? You were
the Champ. He was in The Champ.
That's
right.
With Dustin Hoffman.
No, not that.
No.
This is way...
The Kid.
That's...
Wasn't it?
No, see, The Champ was with Faye Dunaway and John Voight with Ricky Schroeder, but that was a remake of Jackie Coogan's
which
The Champ.
With the
Oh, there was one before that one?
Yeah.
What's his name? Charlie Chaplin. He was around. He was working in those movies.
Okay, all right.
But his money all got stolen.
From Jackie Coogan's money got stolen by his parents, right?
That's right. So there is a thing now established called a Coogan account where a certain percentage of your paycheck goes into a trust fund that's held by either Actors Equity Association if you're in theater or SAG-AFTRA if you're in film and TV. And then once you're 18, you have access to that money if you want.
Right.
But I was in theater, so the most money I ever made in theater was on the tour of Les Mis, and that was when I was 10. And then everything else was measly.
Right. How did your parents know to put you in theater? I mean, were you just come out of the womb singing, "I want to see"?
A little bit. Yeah. My siblings were both performers. We're all goddamn artists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Did they have any success with the theater?
Yeah. My sister she's a working actress in New York. My brother left the theater and became a musician. And so that's what they're up to.
You come from musical parents? What's
people. Yeah, my mom used to be a director and now she's a yoga teacher. And my dad used to be an actor and he's now a psychoanalyst.
Are you from Queens?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, I'm actually from normal parents myself. Sorry, I had to get it in there. Yeah.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Yes, 1-2 punch.
So then fast forward to 10 years later, 12 years later, you're in Hollywood. And they say, "Hey, kid, we have an ABC sitcom called The Real O'Neills," which is based on the life, I think, loosely Dan Savage.
Yeah, based on his upbringing.
And how did you get that part?
I auditioned initially in New York, and then they put me on tape in New York, and then the tape gets flown to LA, and it goes through 30,000 hands.
They fly the tape to New York on an airplane?
That's right.
Correct.
It flies private.
First class.
That's right.
And at what point in this process did you think, "Oh, I think I may get this thing"?
Well, I posted a photo to Instagram yesterday. It's the actual email that I sent. They send you a breakdown and an appointment. So the breakdown is just like the description of the character, and I read the description of the character, and I was like, "Oh, I got this. And I literally responded with 3 words, "This is mine." And then, shit worked out. When
right.
When you know.
Yes. And you're on the second season. I think I'm on the second season opener. Is that the thing I shot with you guys? Was that the second season
cold
opener?
Yeah, of the second season.
Yeah. Oh my God. I had a lot of fun. I know the director. Todd. Yes, I've known him for many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked about the relationship between actor and director and how important it is.
You certainly did.
And I really never really knew how important it was until in film and TV, until this job in my test where they flew me out to LA and I go into a room with all the producers, and I had tested for a show prior to that same day at Fox. And that test was live in front of 30 people. There's no camera. In front
what
of
show
suits.
was that? Did it run? Did it go? Did it have?
No,
didn't
it
happen.
Died. It died after the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I went to this test, which was on camera, and Todd Holland took me aside and he was like, "Listen, you obviously have the chops, the abilities, but you have no idea how to be in front of a camera." And I didn't because I had come from a theater kid. Yeah. So he was like, "Let's just work, and we're gonna make sure that you hit every little angle, every little nuancy thing that it takes to perfect this TV audition."
Yeah.
And he did, and he worked with me for an hour, and it's the only reason that I'm here.
Well, if there are theater kids listening to this right now, and you would give them some advice of what Todd told you about, making it small for the screen, what would the top 3 things be for them to remember?
That's difficult. They are so drastically different, but they also have similarities. And it also depends on the show and the type of humor. My show, I at first wanted to, minimize and make more specific and make smaller. But there are a lot of times where the comedy is pretty broad. So I tapped into my theater roots and used the, playing to the audience or, the bigness of theater in that sense. But, I think the biggest thing is in auditioning specifically, on camera, just know your words, go in completely cold so that you can lift your head up and just, it's all about the face. It's all about
connection.
Yes, it's all about that.
I can never remember. At this age, I can't remember any lyrics or dialogue.
It takes so long for me to penetrate lyrics.
Really? Yeah. Would you have any tricks for learning to lyrics? Lyrics. I say lyrics.
Words.
Words. The words that are on the page.
Learning your lines.
The words.
Yeah.
I don't use this technique, but Martha Plimpton, who plays my mom, every morning has her script out. We get these little mini sides that have this,
which I can't read. The writing is too small.
Exactly. Yeah. And so she writes out every single one of her lines. She writes out so that she can,
get it up inside of her.
Get it up inside of her in a different way. That's not just, regurgitating the words, but actually writing it down, which makes you read the line a little bit differently or interpret it differently or whatever.
Anthony Hopkins says he reads the script 20, 30 times before he even starts dissecting the lines, just so it gets within him.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess every actor prepares.
Prepares, Michelle.
Yes.
Did you study with people in New York?
Yeah, I worked with an on-camera acting coach. His name was Ted Slabersky.
Mm-hmm.
My greatest acting teacher was my high school acting teacher. His name was Greg Parenti.
Because you went to a performing arts high school.
That's
you didn't go to LaGuardia. You didn't go to FAME.
I didn't go to LaGuardia. I went to the Ghetto Fabulous version of LaGuardia called PPAS, the Professional Performing Arts
Are you down with PPAS?
Yeah, you know me.
Where is it?
48th between 8th and 9th. And the difference between LaGuardia and that school is that PPAS lets you work, and LaGuardia is very strict.
Oh, okay.
They let you work outside of school
I
professionally.
see. Not
so,
like
if you're
over
doing
on
a
10th
show.
Avenue
Right.
in a pair of...
That's right. And they let you work on the corners when you're on your off time.
No.
Do people still work over there at 11th Avenue?
The ladies of the night?
The ladies of the evening?
They don't, but I was watching a documentary in school called Very Young Girls, I think it's called. And it's about teenage lady prostitutes.
Yes.
And there was one scene, one of the girls was standing outside the subway of the subway around the corner from our school.
From where your school
and we were
is.
all like,
Because Because they all used to be at the Greyhound terminal, and then they've got to be somewhere still.
I think they come out in the darkness.
In the darkness. I think at Hunts Point. I don't know if they still do at Hunts Point in the Bronx.
I'm sure.
If they still do that. Well, listen, you don't have to worry about finding work on the corner anytime soon.
I hope not. We'll see.
You are a great big hit in this business, and I'm so excited that it's all working out for you.
Me too.
Your skin is so perfect. Now, is that makeup on your face?
No, that's 22.
That is 22-year-old skin.
22-year-old skin.
It is just amazing.
Thank you so much.
Just gorgeous. Noah Galvin, you're on The Real O'Neills. I always want to call it The Real McCoys, but it's The Real O'Neills.
Another night, another dream, but only you.
Oh, wow.
She's singing. She's singing The
Real
McCoys.
McCoys.
Yeah. Do you know that group? Have you ever heard of them?
He's 22.
He's 22 years
Your references are lost.
Yeah.
It came out 22 years ago.
It came out 22 years ago. But I'm so excited for you and so happy for you, and it's just great. You sound like a solid kid. You're a sweetheart.
I try.
And this business, you got the whole future ahead of you, kiddo.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us, Noah Galvin.
Thank you, Noah.
Thanks, guys.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.